Daguerreo.
Who's asking?
I am.
Yeah? And who are you? I ain't Daguerreo, alright? You got the wrong guy.
I don't think so.
You know what I think?
I don't care.
I think you should die!
Always the same.
Hello and welcome to How to Be a Great GM presents the Training Grounds. My name is Guy and tonight we're going to be meeting a new GM and players as the GM takes us through another exciting adventure in the hopes of scoring well on the score sheet or improving an existing score. What am I talking about? Well, each of the GMs that are participating in Training Grounds have been given a predefined scenario that they will be required to run through the players tonight. The players are randomly drawn from those who volunteered to play in the game, as well as myself. And after 90 minutes of playing in the GM's world, the players and myself will get to score the GM based on certain criterion. The criterion I'm talking about is this. This is the scorecard that the GM will be aiming to try and hit the marks on. Now, bear in mind, the GM does not want to get the highest mark because that gives them no room for improvement or for betterment. This is not a competition about who is the best GM. This is a competition about oneself and improving on one's own abilities. Now, you can see we've got various categories there. We've got the rules. How are they applied? Are they applied correctly or at least appropriately? There's story categories. What's the tone or the pacing like? There are NPCs, critical elements of the game, of course. There's style, and then, of course, table management itself. So what will happen is each of the players and myself will give the GM a score out of 5, meaning that there will be a total of 25 points that they can score per item. And at the end of it, I will present the scorecard back to the GM and to you, the viewers, and take them through some of the salient points, areas that can be worked upon and improved upon for the following week. Of course, if this is the second week that they're participating, we will have that score sheet from last week. We will have a look at it and see where they should be aiming to improve. Now, at home, of course, you are watching this. You have that wonderful ability of not being completely ensconced within the game, not trying to play the game. So think kindly when you are judging these individuals and look at the scores and see how they would apply to yourself. At least that's part of the plan. But enough from me. Let's get on with the show and let's meet tonight's GM. Hello and welcome to this evening's show. Thank you all for joining us. I don't know why I didn't open chat beforehand, so I've missed all your earlier messages. If you had any messages, that is. Nonetheless, we have a return of GM Chris, who ran our game last week. He will be joining us this week, hoping to improve his scores. And where can you find the scores, says Aaron Backer. Those scores were actually in the Discord group, but because you asked so nicely, I am going to bring in our team first, and then we will actually reflect on those scores so that you can see where we were last week and what we are going to try and do this week. So let me get the team in and returning. Now, this is Chris returning for his second game on the show. He's been a GM for many years beforehand, so it's not his second game ever. All right, just to be absolutely clear. Hello, team. Hello, Chris. How are you doing?
Hello. Doing good. Doing good.
Fantastic. Okay, we've got a wonderful mix of players here tonight. Some have been on before and some have not. But let me start with Tajo. How are you doing?
Tajo is doing well. I feel ready for another adventure, I think. Thank you for having me here.
I like it. I like it. Then someone who's new to the channel, we've got Ishka. Welcome.
Hello.
Are you looking forward to playing the Barbarian?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Okay, good. Then another person who's new, we have Sasha.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the show. And then someone who has been on before, we now have a new Binson. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great, just slightly worried about not having enough to steal, but I think I'll figure something out.
I'm sure we can find something for you to steal. And, of course, we have Chris. Chris, you have had a week now to prepare tonight's adventure. Are you feeling confident?
Yes, I actually just flew home in the middle of a hurricane, so I'm I was a little stressed by all that, but we'll see.
Cut to outside the plane on one wheel, smoke bellowing from one engine.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm home safe, so here we go.
Well, that's the best news that there can be. Let's have a look at your scores from last week. This is what you got last week. Any scores you were looking to improve specifically? Anything that we should be looking out for? Or
Yes, descriptions. I am definitely spoiled by playing with VTTs and playing with minis,
Right.
and I have not done a lot of theater of the mind, so I'm hoping that I get my descriptions better this time.
there we go. Fantastic. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with any of those other scores, so why not aim for that? And it's a good point that you raise, actually, in terms of what VTTs give us. They do force us to do a lot more work in terms of prep and map making and image finding and that sort of thing, but there is also that takeaway that we maybe don't do as much verbalizing of what we're showing characters. So
Exactly. No.
okay, so there you go, folks. You have now seen what Chris had done for us last week, and just so that you know, Chris was given a few lines of description for today's adventure. I'm not going to get you to read it out just yet, because some of the comments last time was, well, we kind of want to be able to almost guess it at the end, but you only had a few lines of adventure description, right?
Right. What I'm going to do is I've thought this through. There's an appropriate time in the adventure for me to say it, and I'll say it then.
Ah, I like that. So you should all watch out for that. Okay, fantastic. Right, let's not delay any longer. I think it is definitely time for us to jump in and start. So that means that I have to just set this ready and do that and that. And so, GM, I hand it over to you. Your 90 minutes starts now.
All right. You are in the Quirinal Concordance Zone once more. You are a party of adventurers, and you're actually Zone Authority Police. You're assembled a few days before, and you had a successful adventure just prior, where you went to the Ent Forest and the dwarves. You released an Ent from imprisonment from a dwarvish prison, where you took the Oak Father and the Myconid Mother back to the Kirin Forest and released them. Your instructors, Sergeant Killflare and Instructor of Recruits, picked you up in a skyship and brought you to the Tortoise, where you're going to be beginning your adventure. Just so we know, Sasha begins with 250 gold pieces that she acquired, or they acquired previously, and you all have a thing called an identahedron. It looks just like this. And what it does is it is a communication device. It is, sometimes it has magics in it, but for now, you can message each other once per day with that, with a 25-word message. And what we're going to do is we open in a bar, and you're sitting there and you're drinking. It's a dwarven tavern, but it's a modern dwarven tavern, quote unquote. What you're seeing is it's inside of the metal city called the Tortoise. The Tortoise is a city that moves on rails and goes towards the Quirinal Pit, which is lots of extraplanar things are happening there. And on dangerous days, it goes away from the pit, and on safe days, it goes to the pit to engage in trade. You are sitting having a drink with your instructors, a soul forged, which is a war forged, named Instructor of Recruits, and the orc Sergeant Killflare. Okay, again, you're all Zone Authority Police. You're dressed all in the same uniform. You're not quite used to the uniform, and you're inside of this bar. It's full of mostly dwarves, but then there's also a few non-dwarves. You see Sergeant Killflare is sitting with you at the bar. He goes, "Hey guys, good job last time. Good job. We're here at my favorite bar, the Broken Drum, and what we do here is we're getting drinks today because you did such a good job last time." Instructor of recruits turns to him and says, "Is it wise to go in this bar? This is the most dangerous bar in the Tortoise, and we're in the seediest part of the Tortoise as well." Sergeant Killflare goes, "That's what I like. I like a little bit of extracurricular activities, if you know what I mean." And then he says, "Shots all around for my fellas."
Perhaps if you have a sweet wine with something sparkly in it, I would prefer, but whatever you're all drinking.
He says, "Sure." Oh, wait, so, sorry. The bartender goes, "Oh, elf, huh? Okay." He goes out to the back. He looks under. He says, "Hey, get that elf stuff from out the back." They bring you out some sparkling wine. He's like, "Your gold's good here."
Thank you, much obliged.
He puts down a mug of wine. Bang.
Yeah, very good.
Next order.
Shot of whatever's strongest.
Shot of whatever's strongest. All right. And
I go with that as well.
So he goes, "Psychic beer it is." So he pours out 2 swigs of dark psychic mushroom flavored beer for you guys. It's hearty, it's dark, it smells of the earth, and it gives you a tingle in your brain when you drink it. Any other orders here?
I want something big and cold, please.
Big and cold. All right. So they bring out so he comes out with an iced mug, and it's full of brandy for you. Is this big enough for you?
Great.
And for the little guy, what do you like?
I think Bracklaw's still trying to drink the first drink he has, unless they've got really small thimbles for him to drink from, because a shot glass would be, it's an inch across, right? So it's a 1/12 of his size. That's that's drinking a bucket of alcohol. I always said that it was never any doubt that we were going to save that ent.
He turns, the bartender turns on, "Oi, get some of that fairy stuff out here." So he brings out a little thimble full of sparkling effervescent stuff. "Yeah, this is what we got for the little folks. Is this good for you?"
I think you're a little too late, good sir. Are you all right, Bracklaw?
Yes. So as you guys are doing that, the bartender is doing this, and over to the side you see another bartender working magic. She has magenta hair and a little magenta chin beard going on right here. She's dressed all in black leather, and she's starting to mix drinks with between 2 cups like this. And then as she's mixing, the drinks start floating up into the air, going into spirals and circles. And then she goes, snaps her fingers, and they catch on fire. And the drinks are spiraling around in fire, going from drink to drink. He says, "Oh, you like our mixomancer, do you? Her drinks are more expensive than mine."
I think I've drunk too much.
I think that's too hot for me.
I think at this time, as you guys are drinking, you see that instructor of recruits is over there going, "Oh, this is all very, very out of order. This is just quite an unseemly place for me to be." And it's like, these are some of the most dangerous men in the zone in this club with us. That is Huso, the bounty hunter evoker. And over here, that's Kansa. He's like an undead reborn assassin. It's like, what are we doing here? And Sergeant Killflare is going, "Ha! Just what I like. Just something interesting to see."
They're all small change in comparison to us. We are ZAP.
Yes.
KZ. We're the thing. We are the leaders. We are more terrifying than all of them, I says, Bracklaw sort of steps off the edge of the bar, and then his wings kick in as he floats back up.
Let's so how many drinks has everyone had at this point, should we say?
I'm still finishing mine. It's a
You're
big
still
one.
finishing yours. You've got a psychic beer, right? So
No, I got the brandy.
oh, you got the brandy, correct. Okay, so you got the brandy, and that's Ishka. Ishka, give me a let's have constitution saves from everybody. Let's call it an 11 that I would like you guys to beat.
Everybody?
Yes, Bracklor especially, because Bracklor's been imbibing.
I'd say Tajo is nursing his because it just doesn't taste the same when it's not in glass.
I got a 9.
Tajo can have advantage.
Okay.
Vincent has been drinking like normal, but he's used to it, so I have a 19.
There you go.
3
Well,
for
my
Bracklaw.
second one of these. Sorry, go ahead.
I said 3 for Bracklaw.
Perfect.
Bracklor falls onto the ground. It's like someone's gonna have to like recover him off of the ground, where his little guts are going.
I challenge you, ground, to a duel.
I got a
Tajo with the.
9.
Oh, go ahead. Nice.
Go ahead. What was that?
I got a 9.
Oh, Ishka. Ishka's like just definitely feeling that brandy. It's just like, oh, wait, did you get the one in the ice? Was that you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ishka's the ice is like not cooperating well with your tiefling nature. You're like, oh, maybe this was a mistake. I should have been drinking one of them fiery drinks instead of one of these cold drinks.
Tajo got a 6 with advantage.
Are you okay, little guy?
Tajo got a 6 with advantage.
Yeah.
The obviously the elven wine in the mug was spiked with something. It's like the mug wasn't cleaned properly or something.
Yeah.
So you got some of that psychic beer in there with you. Let's call you guys having advantage, or let's call. So everyone who failed is going to have disadvantage on attack and skill check for right now. Okay. So you guys are like in your cups. Sergeant Killflare is going, "Oi, fellas, such a good job with." And as you're talking, you see around the room, people with their identihedrons start lighting up. Bing, bing, bing. Especially in Huso, and Kansa, the 2 most dangerous guys. And you see, and you hear, like, kind of in stereo, the Thane Midraken declares a bounty on these lawbreakers. And the description I was given was, the PCs are being hunted by unusual bounty hunters hired by the dwarf Thane McDraken. He doesn't like them and wants them dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, so as they light up, you see images of your faces appearing. Bing! For destroying Thane McDraken's psychic beer brewery. There is a reward of 2,500 gold pieces for Bracklor. There is a reward of 2,500 gold pieces for Sasha. A reward of 2,500 gold pieces for Ishka. A reward of 2,500 gold pieces for Tajo. A reward for 2,500 gold pieces on Vincent. And everyone's eyes turn to you. As go ahead.
This will be the easiest money we have ever made. Where do we go?
And it says, dead or alive, preferably dead. Instructor of recruits goes, this is nonsense. The thing cannot declare bounty on zone authority police. This is insane. And Sergeant Killflare goes, oi, oh my God, this is trouble. We're in exactly the wrong place for this. Instructor of recruits goes, I told you not to bring them in here.
Barkeep, I'm gonna hold my beer.
I'll take it from Bracklor.
Okay. As you're watching, like, people around the bar start standing up and like turning towards you. Instructor of recruits goes, "Oh no!" It's like, we have to get you guys out of here. Sergeant Killflare goes, "Oh!" He starts unhitching his axe from his back. It's like, they'll have to go through me to get to you guys. As you're standing there, a fireball comes towards you. Instructor of recruits goes, "Just counterspell, bang." He goes, "Oh God, you guys are in trouble. Roll for initiative, please." Oh no. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Benson, what did you get?
18.
18. Let's go. Sasha, what do you have?
4.
4. All right. Ishka, what do you have? Ishka. Initiative?
I got a 17.
17. All right. Tajo, initiative.
6.
6. You guys, are you guys sure you're not drinking in real life over there? And Bracklore, what do you got?
An 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
High fives.
All right, here we go. High fives, guys, all around. I am arranging your initiative orders here. Okay,
Just
I have
air.
Huso with a 22, and I've got Kansa with a 21.
Your lips are supposed to get numb.
And I'm Dragonborn. I don't even have lips. And then
So you see Huso take out to start casting a spell. If anyone, as he's casting the spell, electricity starts forming around his hands.
Uh-oh.
Zap.
I need a DC 15 Dex check
From?
from everybody. Oh, sorry,
Oh, no.
except Bracklore.
Missed!
16.
And we're still at disadvantage if we failed our constitution.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, there goes that nat 20. We'll throw that away.
Oh, no.
Just roll another one.
Yeah.
So I got a 12.
Okay.
Got a 11.
16.
Okay.
Yay, Benson.
All right. That was a chain lightning spell.
Ooh.
Good.
57 to those who failed. 29. Is that right? Yes, 28 to those who made it. That's electricity lightning damage.
Tajo falls down.
Is everyone dead? Okay. Kansa,
I hope not dead.
you're all going down. Bracklore.
I go down like those videos where someone get tased like
Lightning arcs from his hands. Lightning strikes because the Lightning just won here in Tampa, Florida. You guys all get wiped out by the Lightning. Here we go. We just won the Stanley Cup. I'm very excited. As you're the other hunter, Kansa, comes up with a shotgun, points it right down at Bracklore.
I defy you.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Whoops. Sorry. 12 plus 7. 19. How much damage? Does that kill you?
Oh, yeah. 3 times over.
You're dead.
Thank you for joining this evening, ladies and gentlemen. As
What a way to go. What a way.
I wasn't even drunk.
Oh,
You all wake up from your death in an office. The first thing you notice is the smell of fresh flowers. You smell cooking food. You smell it's adobo, which is chicken cooked in soy sauce, garlic, served over white rice. You smell sweets, fresh cooked sweets in the air. Rice cakes. You smell flan, which is like a custard made with eggs and covered with caramel. You smell fresh cut fruits coming from all around you. As you guys slowly wake up, you notice your wounds are healed. You feel like nothing has happened to you. As you start to awaken, you hear a voice. Oh, hello. Are you guys hungry? How are you? From a female voice sitting at a desk across from where you guys are. You're on the floor picking yourselves up.
This is the worst hangover. Where am I?
You hear, go ahead.
Just recovering. It smells lovely. And then I proceed to throw up.
Oh, honey, you have to fix that. I get you bucket. So as you guys are watching, you see at a desk sitting across from you, a tiny, brown, white-haired gnome woman with enormous glasses that are like almost as big as her face. She goes, she's dressed in a zone authority uniform, the same as you. And she says to you, oh, honey, you need to clean that up. I get you a bucket and a mop. You clean that up. The rest of you, are you hungry? How are you feeling?
Tingly.
Tingly, yes. Well, I am Lola Carly. I am a zone authority identahedron officer. I make the identahedrons that you guys carry around. It's like as she's walking around, she's like, "Are you hungry? Do you want some food?"
Yes. And
Oh,
a question. Two questions, actually. More like five. Actually, I've just got lots of questions, really.
Of course, honey. I'm here. I answer any questions you got. What you have? Black Lord, is it?
You know my name? Of course you know my name. I'm
Of course I know
famous.
your name.
Now, back to the questions. Officer Killflare and Instructor of Recruits, where are they?
Oh, they're okay. They can handle that kind of fight. You guys too small. You two not powerful enough to handle that kind of fight. I get you out of there.
How?
Oh, honey. She goes like this, and she like puts her glasses down a little bit. Her eyes light up with like immense power behind the glasses. And she goes, "Oh, sorry. You know, just how Lola Carly does."
And you're sure our instructors are all right?
Oh yeah, they get out of there, okay? It's like you're the bounty's on you, not on them.
Ah, so that wasn't drink-induced then. That
Oh
was-
no, you guys were dead, like dead, like really, really dead. I bring you back though.
Dead?
Yes, Ishka, you were dead. You went back to hell, but I bring you back.
Oh no.
You okay, honey? You want bibinka? Here, I give you. She gives you a piece of like a little pastry, but it's like a rice cake wrapped in banana leaves. And she goes, "Here, you eat that. You feel better."
Where is the meat in his?
Oh, that's just rice, coconut, sugar. It tastes good, right? You want with meat? I got meat over there.
As I see the meat, I start crying like, yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. You go help yourself. You guys, you have question for me. I answered. Then I got questions for you.
Where are we exactly? Are we still in the turtle?
Oh, you're in my office. Yes. My office in the turtle right now. Yes. So, what I'm doing is I give you guys second chance. Okay? I see that number one, you are visitor here to my world. I see your eyes with other eyes all the time. It's like your eyes have other eyes behind your eyes. I see you. I see some of you are here for first time. I see some of you are here many times. Especially you, Bracklor. I've seen your eyes many times inside the other eyes, huh?
I was young once.
Oh, yes. You've been Sasha, you've been Vincent, you've been Bracklor, you've been Ishka, you've been Tajo. But that's fine. Welcome to my world. You have good time here, right?
Up until
So
the point-
anyone hungry? You guys want food? What's going on with you guys?
Sure, food is always great. Vincent tries to look around for anything to steal, like while
He goes,
looking at the food
As
or
you're
pretending to look at
looking,
the food.
as you're looking, and you're like sticking your hand somewhere, whack on your fingers. You feel like a wooden spoon smack you. He goes, "Oi, not in here, Vincent. That's not good."
Sorry, can't help it.
It's you listen to your Lola Carly. You saved that for not here. She goes, "Okay, so here's what's happening now. You are here, and the most dangerous people in the tortoise are coming for you. But Lola Carly help you. I cast magic. Now, the most powerful ones can't see you. Only the weakest ones will see you. And you have 3 ways to get out of the tortoise, because once you leave the tortoise, the thing, his bounty no good outside the tortoise. Okay? Now,
Okay.
Couldn't you just make it so no one could see us and we just
well,
leave?
no, Lola Carly powerful, but not that powerful. I can
Very
make
good.
it so that you can get out without that Huso and that Kansa coming for you. Okay?
Thank you.
I can hide you from them, but the weak ones, they'll be able to see you. Okay? So, you have, once Lola Carly lets you out of here, I've got 3 ways that you can go. You can go through the Hex Worm Corral, which is the second hardest way to go out. That one is guarded by the orc with spear and his wolf. You can go through the foundry with, it's got molten metal crucibles. It's the most dangerous way, but it's guarded by the weakest one, the dwarf. Durio, the dwarf. He's the weakest. Or you can go through the brewery, but there's an enchantress there with her guards that guards the way. But those 3 ways are how you can get out of the tortoise. It's up to you to decide. Lola Carly, just here to give you information and give you help.
Why are you helping us?
Oh, because it unfair that you fight such strong, powerful things. And I see you here as visitor to my world. I want you to have good time and not die.
We want to have a good time and not die too.
Good. Bracklor, you were more powerful once, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were God one time?
Still am by some accounts.
Oh, honey, you learn lesson from this, okay?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I shall revenge.
She goes, oh, Bracklor, you so funny. Now, Ishka, how are you having good time here? Yes or no?
I'm cleaning some of the meat in my shed. Like, yes, you can say so.
He says, good. You like the good food. That's good. Here, I give you baon. I give you a package, and I give you extra. Take with you.
What is this? Is this meat?
Yes, more meat. I give you meat. I give you pork. I give you beef.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And she goes, Tajo.
Yes.
Now, you are here for a second time. What,
Yes.
She goes, oh, sorry. I tell more than I should know. So,
Oh,
What would you like to do here, Tajo?
well, I suppose experience life, which I suppose I should be grateful that you have given me a second chance to do so. Yes. Thank you for allowing me to not die. Though I suppose I could have served my god in around. Well, we take it one day at a time, don't we? Thank you, Miss
We
Lola.
do. Hopefully, you have many more days, Lola. And then, Sasha, welcome here to my world. How can I help you?
Suppose you already have.
Very well. And Binsen, you know stealing my things, right?
Not your things, but I'm sure you can tell me where to steal plenty of things. Somewhere else?
Of course.
Nearby, maybe?
Yes. The best things to steal are through the foundry. But it's dangerous there, okay? You be careful. Many things to steal, though, if that's what you want to do. Okay.
Not helping.
As you guys are as you guys are resting up and gathering, she's like, okay, I give you some time to figure out which way you want to go. If you have questions, you ask me.
Well, I suppose we put it to a vote if we have to get out of this infernal city. Although perhaps the most intelligent thing would be to let them think we got out of the city, whilst we actually stayed here all along.
Oh, Lola Carly goes, oh, Lola Carly leaving very soon. You're going to be in closet where my office where my office is, but soon my office not be here no more.
Sounds like we really should head out. Although I will say I don't like much the idea of an enchantress or Benson getting distracted.
It's not good to be inside a closet for long. You'll get hungry.
Yes, that's yes, yeah. Tajo, Sasha wants to go the Hex Worm Corral, I guess. Orcs and wolves, yeah.
I will say go for the foundry. It's the hardest place, so they won't look for us in there. And I hate dwarves.
We can steal stuff there. I like it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I can still stab and steal at the same time. It's fine.
That is fair.
Tajo, where do you want to go? So far, it's 2 and 2.
Oh, blast, you know me. I like to keep things peaceful. I don't want to be the tiebreaker. What do you think the benefits are to the Hex Worm Corral, then?
Well, as Sasha said,
Yes.
no distraction for Vincent, no offence. And, well, an orc and a wolf, if we gave the wolf some of Ishka's meat, not all of it, that might distract it. And then it's just an orc. I mean, surely that's, not too difficult to deal with.
Meat is precious.
Well, there's plenty here that we could,
You don't have to give
but
it
not
all
out
of your
there.
meat.
Yes. Where is the foundry? Molten metal and a dwarf who knows how to use it?
Well, would you be terribly offended, Vincent, if we went for the wolf?
Oh, well, I like you guys. I'm gonna come with you. You know that. But just get me something to steal, even if it's not as much.
Very good. Yes. I say the corral, then. Yes, wolves.
Thought strikes me. Does anyone know what a hex worm is in order for it to be corralled?
Arcana
Yes.
or history check, please.
Oh, natural 20. So
There
24.
you go. Bracklore knows that the hex worms are the worms that dig in the earth around the zone, and over their lifetime, they're eating magical earth all of this time, and it builds up inside their bodies. When they cocoon up. That's what's in the hex worm corrals. and they turn into incarnation moths. But their cocoons are studded with hex crystal, which is the power source that runs all of the magic technology in the zone, and your identihedrons are made of hex crystal.
But they're not considered giant carnivorous worms that would eat people.
They're earth-moving beasts of burden.
Okay, they're cattle. They're not really important. Much, then.
It's a matter
Correct.
of perspective, I suppose.
Well, it's
wouldn't
not
stand in front of one.
cattle. It's
Also,
not cattle because cattle is meat, but they are valuable, right? Because of the gems.
Yeah, and they generate hex.
The hex crystals also are the most valuable thing in the zone. BT dubs.
Vincent.
I have a new plan. Yes.
Okay.
Well, how do you feel then, Ishka? Are you willing to join us?
We have a choice. I
As
don't
you
think
guys
so.
as you guys are
Good.
debating, Lola Carly goes, okay, I've used so much of my magic now. And the room starts fading around you. It's just slowly going away. And you see that you guys are actually inside of like a little 10 by 10 closet. She says, Lola Carly goes now. Again, welcome to my world, and I leave you these gifts. And then as you're going, you see 3 babinkas on the ground. One is a charm of heroism. It acts like a potion of heroism. And one is a charm of restoration, which will cast greater restoration on one person once. And then the other one is let's call it another potion of heroism.
Well, I guess the heroic should be left to the warriors, and the resurrection should be left to you, Tajo, since you got a direct line up to one of the big ones up in the sky, as it were.
As could you, Bracklon, one day. As could you.
Well, you mean be one of the big ones up in the sky? Yes.
We shall
guys
see
are-
where the path leads.
You guys are now sitting inside of a 10-foot by 10-foot closet.
Yes.
Going to grab one of the potions.
We probably should have asked her where exactly the Hex Worm Corral is in order for
Oh,
us.
she goes, oh, the Hex Worm Corral. It's out towards the bottom end of the tortoise, the annular plate, if you will.
Right.
I just imagine her head appearing next to me.
She's everywhere. Well, I suppose she made the hex the identahedrons. So I suppose that makes it. All right then, out of the closet, into the bottom.
Thank you.
There you go. That sounds like a life motto to me. Here we go.
We well, I mean, I look up at the closet doors and I'm like, I can't open these. I'm like, open sesame.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you guys want to try a perception check or anything before you open that door? And just like crank it open, or what do you
His
think?
commanding tone, I just can't help it.
Bracklow's just assuming that it's safe there, right?
I just don't want to be in there. Just like open it.
Okay, so the door just cracks wide open. You guys are going towards the Hexworm Corral. Okay. You're
May we
Go
all
ahead.
tumble out and Brackler just flaps down on top of the pile.
Yes, you may. You guys are all like so eager to get out. You open the door. You are all in a pile with Bracklore on top of you. Luckily for you, based on my roll, no one notices you falling out into a metal hallway. So you're in, it opens up. You guys fall out of a utility closet into one of the hallways on the tortoise. The tortoise, again, is a giant mechanical city that goes on rails back and forth from the pit based on how dangerous it is. You're in a metal hallway. It's going in 2 directions. I need a survival check from someone to see if they can tell which way it is to the Hex Worms. Or anything that you guys... What's that?
1.
You definitely know that it's to the left.
I completely agree with Ishka. Definitely to the left.
Vincent, help.
Vincent definitely agrees as well, so...
All right.
I mean, I get the feeling I don't agree with this at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not.
15.
15. Okay.
21 total, so...
Oh, yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Tajo and Sasha can smell like worm musk coming from the right. And you could...
I don't like that smell. Let's go left.
I think... I think we should go the other way. Yes, Sasha, do you smell that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys are heading toward the stinkier direction. Okay. Is there an order that you guys are going, or what is? Give me some direction here, guys. Like, let's get a marching order, and let's get a. Let me see here.
I think Tajo, I imagine since he opened the door, everyone was on top of him, so I'll be in the back.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
assuming we extricated ourselves and figured out which way we were going, and they started heading off the wrong direction.
Fair enough.
Tajo and I think, should be, just come on, guys.
Okay.
No, I like
Vincent
that.
is gonna lean down and ask Brecklor if he wants a ride.
I do, my dear, dear Benson. I really do. And as I am so gratified that you were willing to bear me as your burden.
Sure.
But unfortunately, I just need a few extra feet. No offense. And I just flap up to the top of Sasha's shoulder. Mind if I...
Not me.
Ooh! How rude! Bracklaw will try and maintain his dignity and flutter over to Ishka. My dear? A shoulder for a dragon?
Stay out of my meat.
Tajo?
Of course, do.
There.
Please.
You were always my favorite.
Now, be kind.
Okay. So you guys are a few blocks away from the broken drum where you were earlier. You're like making your way down towards the rear end of the tortoise. As you're going, you see it's a medium busy area. You see dwarves going about their business, a few non-dwarves here and there. Are you guys making it's as you're going, you pass the foundry area is off to your right. You see lots of clanking and lots of molten metal pouring from crucibles in the ceiling. As you're passing by, are you guys making any effort to be hiding or stay nonchalant, or what are you guys doing here?
I think we should cover our faces at the very least.
Yes, I like shadows, so I'm gonna hide if I can.
Also, does anyone have any theory on how to hunt or fight wolves?
You punched them really hard.
What was Sasha saying over there?
No, I just pulled my sword a little bit out.
Got it. I thought you were raising your hand.
Love that.
Okay.
Not even looking back. You just walk in and it's...
Just chink chink. Got it. That's good. Okay. As you guys are going by, you see a dwarf dressed in robes with a shaven pate and like a nicely trimmed beard, but he looks like none of his clothing fits right, and he looks very awkward. As you guys are walking by, his back is turned towards you, as as like the heavy machinery is going chong, 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 chong there in the pit, and in the foundry. And there's just molten metal pouring from the ceiling. It looks like a really dangerous place to go through, but the guy who's guarding it doesn't even see you walking by him.
Oh, I hate dwarves.
You do understand this is a dwarvish city.
Yes, and I hate it.
As you,
Well, then.
Go to a bar, they shock us, they quick counting conscience. What way I like this place?
Shh, my dear, please.
Hey.
Whoops. There you go. As you guys are like making your way past the foundry, you like go out into one of the main arteries. You see that it's one of the main arteries of the city. It's full of dwarves. It's like they're pulling. You see live hex worms that are like dragging carts behind them, or have carts on top of them, really, that are going by you away from the hex worm corrals. You see just a multitude of dwarvish life passing back and forth. You see dwarves dressed in old-fashioned dwarvish clothing, just covered in black, hunched over. They have just gigantic black hats with buckles on them, those kinds of dwarves. And then you see other dwarves walking by and dressed in like more modern type clothing, just like fitted jackets with like ties. They're talking into their identihedrons as they're walking by. The Hex Worm corrals are a few blocks to your right, and you have to go through either this main area, or you can go kind of like try and angle your way to the back. And that is up to you guys.
Benson, do you have a better path where you can see? I feel...
I'm sure we can avoid this amount of dwarves just to make sure that Ishka is alright as well. Maybe stay a bit off to the side.
So you guys are thinking of going down one of the back alleys?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are going to take the angle around. You go into like a dark kind of tunnel off to that's going away to your right and heading along the shell of the tortoise. Okay. As you're going, you hear like sounds of like footsteps coming from behind you. And what I'll need you guys to do is what's the order here again? I've got, was it
Sasha in the
Ishka?
lead.
Sasha's in the lead. Ishka is in the back, and Benson's in the back too, right?
Yep.
Ishka and Benson, give me perception checks, please.
14.
11.
Okay. You see that horrible, the horrible inept dwarf in the uncomfortable clothing is like following behind you guys. And he's got two other dwarves dressed similarly with him. He has not seen you yet.
Guys, there's something behind us. I think we need to hide or run or something.
Oh, I hate dwarves. Can we punch them?
It would
Can
cause
you what?
a scene.
I'm gonna step to the side and let the rest of them pass by me so that I can be in the back.
I'll carry on quietly.
Is there any like good hiding space that I can see where I think the whole party can fit into, not just me because I'm stealthy, but you know they're not as good.
Give me an investigation check.
That's 11.
11. You can hide 3 of you.
Well, there's a hiding place here, but it's not that great, I think.
Yeah. Not including Bracklore. Bracklore is tiny, so one of you would still be out in front.
I'm nondescript-ish.
So, what are you guys taking this hiding spot, or
Yes,
it's kind of it's kind of like a small like duct in the side of the shell that you guys could hide, that you guys could like kind of go into, and one of you would be out front.
I'll usher you guys into the duct, and then I'll walk past it by a ways.
Okay, who's going to be? Let me see here. So you're going to walk past a ways. Okay, what I'm going to do is, this is Durio the dwarf, who is like kind of on your trail a little bit. He's looking for you guys. Benson, give me a stealth check, please.
12.
12. Okay. So Durio goes, they're definitely down this way. It's like I could sense them. He's going, It's like, come on, guys. That 2,500. That big bounty. I don't know how many numbers that is. It'll be in our hands shortly. As he's going down.
Yes. How is the place that we are right now?
So it's like a 10-foot wide corridor. You guys are like in a little 5-foot alcove. Sasha has gone down the way a little bit. And Durio and his 2 thugs are following behind.
Can I use my thaumaturgy? So a sound goes from the other side from where we are. So kind of to...
Yes, you can. Ishka, give me... Let's call that deception or performance, whichever one is better for you.
Both 0. And I got an 8.
Oh. Durio goes, they're definitely coming from that alcove right there.
Is it quite a dark tunnel?
Yes, it is quite dark, correct. You're like in a back alley, and you're like along the side.
They've definitely seen us?
With that 8, yes. Or they know that you're there. They haven't seen you yet, so there's that. They're like making their way towards you.
Perhaps Tajo, you and Ishka should look like your lovers entwined, and we'll just hide.
Can she at least make her eyes normal and stop talking with the voice from hell?
That's not how you woo a woman.
Woo! Woo! Come here, dear.
Oh God. Okay, give me. So this is Tajo and Ishka doing this. Let's call this a performance check. What are the others doing to kind of help this along, if they're going to be helping?
Well, Bracklaw's just going to hide in the back. I'm just going to look like a stretched dragon lizard shield thing on the back of Tajo's on his back.
Okay,
so like a trophy or something,
like a backpack.
Yeah.
Yes.
like a
I'll put a strap through my mouth.
There you go.
Like a Hello Kitty backpack.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Vincent, go ahead.
Vincent's gonna hide under his cloak and just like look like some stuff is lying in the corner of that alcove, so that doesn't look like a human or like a gnome. Anyway.
Okay, I need Tajo and I need Ishka to give me some performance checks, please. And please describe exactly what you're doing for our edification.
Before or after the roll?
Roll first, then tell me what you're doing.
Fair enough.
Wait, no. Well, hold on. Wait, I take that back. If you tell me first, I might give you advantage if I like it. Go.
I'm going to gently take Ishka's hellish face into my hands.
Okay.
I've been wishing for a moment alone. Close my eyes really tight and just slowly start caressing down her back and just give her the hottest moment since she's been in hell.
It's getting hot in here. Ooh, Ishka, what are you doing back? Also, Sasha, what are you doing while all this is happening?
So, I've been trying to just draw them past the alcove, so I've been walking unstealthily, hoping that they would just follow me, and then I could play it off somehow. But it doesn't sound like anyone's behind me, does it?
Durio and his guys are kind of going, ooh, elf on tiefling action. Let's see how this is going. Ishka, please describe to me how you're responding.
I kind of go with the mood what he's trying to do, but I grab my hand and I grab his behinds and goes like,
There is no meat in here.
I give you advantage, both of you, based on that alone.
ooh, 19.
19.
10.
10. Oh my god. Oh, okay.
He's not enjoying it. I am.
Okay. Based on Ishka's roll, Durio and his companions are like, oh, okay, this is getting kind of uncomfortable. I don't like how this is going. He's like, come on, guys, let's get out of here.
You're starting to hurt me.
And they leave.
It's working.
Ishka, they're gone. They're gone, Ishka.
Ishka's like getting really into it. She's like not coming away from Tajo.
They're after Sasha.
Okay.
So
At this point, what have I heard?
oh, Sasha, yes. Sasha is like turning around, going, "Where are my guys?" And you see them just in this mad embrace in this alcove with Ishka just really hauling in on Tajo, and Tajo's kind of going, "Okay, we're done acted here, Ishka," but Ishka kind of likes it.
It was a
Okay,
very good idea.
I'm gonna clomp back over. Okay, Plan B worked fine. Now let's keep going.
Pineapple.
Apple. Okay, so
On to the the corral thing, whatever.
the Hex Worm Corral. Okay,
I
I'm
mess
gonna
up my
take
hair a little
I
bit.
take a drink of water here. Yeah.
I have resistance to fire, but it's hot.
So you guys come out of your alley, your dark alley, right next to the Hex Worm Corrals. It smells very deeply of Hex Worm dung coming out of here. So it's very smelly, but it's also Benson is definitely going, smells like money to me coming out of there. As you guys are hold on. As you guys are approaching the Hex Worm Corral, you see a dwarf with an axe and shield standing there at the doorway. He's got like a wolf's head and leather armor all over him. He's got like a giant he has an apron covered with like dirt and worm dung. He goes, "Oi, what are you guys doing here at the Hex Worm Corrals?"
On our way through, obviously.
You have a pass?
Don't need one.
This is the where the most valuable resource in the zone, in the world is, and you just think you're just gonna walk through here?
Can't you see the uniforms? Obviously.
He goes, "Oh, zaps. You're in the tortoise, fella. It's like your authority ends where the tortoise walls begins. It's like, I could let you through, but it's like, what would that do for me?"
Benson, just pay the man.
I don't know.
Give
What
me
would
some
it do
money.
for you?
He goes, "Nothing, absolutely." And he's just like kind of like holding his hand like this a little bit, just kind of going, I don't know, what would it do for me? It's like, and he's like looking at his hand and looking at you and going, kind of with the thought of like, are you dumb? Like that.
Do you like shiny things?
He's like, "I'm a dwarf. Of course we like shiny things.
Oh, so you would like my axe then?
He goes, you're funny, fella. Then
think
he
he probably
whistles he whistles over his shoulder, and like dozens of like other workers dressed just like him like poke their heads out the door. He says, "Yeah." He says, "Oh, nothing, guys.
I mean,
Just
I mean, you can have it, maybe.
He's like, "Oh, I love a good axe." And he takes your axe.
Probably.
He's like,
prefers
"What else
this,
you
though.
got?"
Probably prefers a few of these though. I'll hold up maybe 10 gold.
He goes, "Oh, now you're speaking." He's like, "This axe and like probably 3 times that amount of gold, maybe. Give me a persuasion. I'll give you advantage because this guy has a new axe."
Persuasion.
Yeah.
20 total.
Nice.
Woo! He goes, "Awesome." He takes the 60 gold. He puts the axe next to the other axe on his backpack. On his back, he says, "Okay, you guys, we'll give you the tour, if you will." And he like leads you into the Hex Worm Corral. You go through, and you go through like a giant gate. He goes, "Hey guys, open up the gate." So they go kink, 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 and then the gates start opening up, and you smell just the heavy, heady odor of hexworm dung just comes out through there. And then he goes, "Yeah." So through there to the back is the Hexworm Corral. He says, "Yeah, I know you guys got that bounty on you. It's like 60 gold. Fine, I'll let you through." So he goes, "You can get off the tortoise through there." So you're going in, and it's like
Thank you.
giant cavernous chamber. He's keeping the axe, Ishka. You have no axe, by the way. You're going through a cavernous chamber, and there's like lots of nooks and crannies. It's like it'll probably take you a little bit of effort to get through there. All of the workers are just bustling around you, and they're like starting to take worms out of the corral. So they're like getting on their worms and they're riding off. They're like just got them on saddles, and the worms are going out of the corral until it's like almost basically empty. They're just metal pillars holding up the hexworm corral. You can see where the empty spots where the hexworms were as you guys are going in to make your way through. Are you giving me a...
Well, as we
Go ahead.
walk, I did realize one slight problem, friends.
Yes.
Do we know what we're looking for? As in a door or a hole or... Benson, any ideas there?
I'm looking for crystals. What are you looking for?
Oh, yes. I don't know what you...
For a way out.
So, Benson, give me...
Very
Go
vague,
ahead.
yes.
Let's see. Give me an investigation or a history check from... and any of you could try based on which one is better.
Well, Vincent is definitely not up for the task because I just rolled a natural one. I'm just looking for any tiny crystal, but probably in the wrong place.
We're gonna
Vincent
die in
thinks-
here.
Vincent thinks that all of the best crystals are in the giant dung pile, so he starts heading over there.
Not
Bracklor, what'd you get?
A grand total of 7.
7.
Mm.
Bracklor also thinks that it's all in the poop pile and that he should be going over there to check that, to investigate that. Anyone else?
I bet you it's a poop chute. That's what it must be. There must be something underneath the midden that they will
There you
open,
go.
and that is our way out.
With a 6, Tasha's just following the group.
Oh no!
Oh no, guys!
Okay.
A 10?
10 from Sasha.
Hey, double digits.
Sasha's like, Sasha doesn't believe that there's an exit towards the poop chute, but he thinks that maybe it would make more sense to where the cocoon the cocoon chamber is, possibly. Tajo, Tajo had a 6. Ishka,
11.
11.
Working our way up.
Yes, you guys are slowly working your way up. You also think that it is in the crystal chamber where the crystal cocooning chamber is probably where it's at. As you guys are like investigating, as Benson is investigating the poop very thoroughly, he's like up to his elbows in it, just going, yeah, there's definitely something good in here.
Making a little cast.
Yeah, exactly.
Benson, I seem to recall that the creatures excrete the hex crystals when they're in metamorphosis, not when they're excreting. Are you sure this midden is the right place to be looking?
Well, it's the best place to hide them. I would hide them here.
I thought we were looking for a way out.
We are.
Oh,
I need a 17 perception check. Or, sorry. I need a perception check, and I've already said it. I need you guys to beat a 17. That is
just
my
everybody?
bad. Yeah, everybody, please.
18.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Ooh. Sasha.
Oh, there we go. I got 23 total.
Oh, nice.
There we
Sasha
go.
hears a twig snapping, like a stick breaking from across the chamber from where you are. Like probably 60 feet away from you, you see an orc dressed as a ranger. He's like, he has a spear. He's got a snarling wolf by his side. He's dressed in, get my guy out here. Dressed in scale mail. He has a shield and spear. And he's like, you guys saw me, didn't ya?
I mean, yeah.
I'm tapping Benson while he's digging. Benson!
What?
I need initiative rolls for you guys, please. Hold on.
Oh no, man.
Okay. Let's start with Tajo. Tajo, what do you got?
12.
12. That's better than your 6. Bracklor, what do you got?
9.
9. One better than your 8 before.
Yeah.
Ishka, what do you got?
10.
10. Not as good. Sasha, what do you got?
10.
10.
Better than the 4.
Yep.
It is. So Sasha and Ishka, your dexterities are the same. You guys roll off to see who goes first, or choose.
What about Benson?
Vincent, what do you got?
Vincent is busy. Vincent doesn't have time to fight. I've got a 5.
Woo! Vincent is shoulder deep in worm dung right now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ishka and Sasha, do you want to roll off or just decide between each other who was going first?
I can go second, don't worry.
Okay. So it'll be Sasha first, then Ishka. All right, let me get you guys in order here. 10, 10. That's a 5. That's a 9. 12. And
Sasha needs some fun. Ishka's already had hers.
yes. Rendar.
I prefer this kind of fun anyways.
Exactly. Rendar and his wolf, Croc. He says, Croc, let's get him. Let me see. What kind of so you guys are all kind of around a dung pile and you're kind of grouped together as you're deciding what you're doing. Let's see. Before we get started, was there any kind of logical order? I'm assuming Sasha is pretty competent and was like kind of staying away. Was it Sasha and Tajo? No, not Tajo. Sasha and Ishka.
Mm-hmm.
Both got fairly good rolls, so I'll have them off to the side. Sasha, Ishka, and then the rest of you four are into your elbows and or shoulders into the worm dung pile.
Vincent's kind of doing it, and I think Brackler's still on Tajo's shoulder, right? And Tajo's standing right behind Vincent.
Okay. So,
So if
Continue.
if 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 the wolf is coming, if Krok is coming,
Yep.
I would like to take the meats I have and go like, oh, the ribs, the beef, or the pork, the beef. Just go to and get like, come here, doggy.
Nice.
Try
We
to calm the wolf.
will do that on your turn. Okay. So we'll do that on your turn. Okay, so Rendar starts. He throws his spear at, let's call it Sasha. Is it 12 hitting you?
No.
It is not. You have an 18. Boom.
Take a big old broadsword and turn the haft of the spear aside.
Nice.
Got it. The spear goes off to the side, then he goes like this, and it comes back to his hand. Boom. He's like running in. He's like halfway to you guys. He's like a, let's call it a 30-foot move away from you. The wolf is kind of circling around, and he's staying down with him. Let me think this through. Rendar is like taking your measure, and he's going. Croc, don't go in there. That's a death trap. And he's like kind of angling off to the side, and then he calls into his Hedron. He goes, "I found them. Anyone wants to share the bounty?" Tajo, your turn.
Oh dear, well, we are going to need some help from above. I am going to use my action to cast Bless. I can do 3, I believe. So Ishka, Sasha, and Benson. Sorry, Bracklaw.
Okay.
That is fine. I am my own divine inspiration.
I figured as much.
What are you going to do? You've got a bonus action and a move if you want to use that.
Yeah, nothing for the bonus. No, I think he's going to hunker down as well behind the warriors as possible. And
Okay.
keep hitting Vincent! Vincent!
Okay. That dung pile is big enough to hide behind. If someone wants to try and hide behind it, just FYI. Sasha, your turn.
I'm gonna pull out my javelin and toss it over to Ishka. I know it's not as good as an axe, and then
We'll call that your bonus action. Okay.
sure,
Yep.
and then step forward. Is there any good way to? I know it's not exactly like a choke point, but between two piles of dung, is there any way to sort of cut it off so that if is his name Rengar would have
Yes. Rendar.
to pass right by me? Is there any good place for that?
Yes, you can go off to your left a little bit to another dung pile, and kind of. And you're trying to like cut him off if he's trying to escape. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm hoping there's a good place to basically post up so that if he's trying to get past me, you know, like I can be the one in the way.
Oh, got it.
So he can't get past me to them.
Yes. Okay. So you're like in a fairly large chamber. Yes, you can definitely do that. You can step forward. Are you going to try and engage him, or are you just staying where you're at?
Nope. I'll maybe 15 feet forward,
Okay.
cover half the distance, stand up, and take the dodge action.
Dodge action. Okay. I have Ishka with a javelin. I believe you have a. Go ahead.
Yeah, I already had one, but I'm keeping my mid plan.
Okay. Meat plan it is. So let's give you a persuasion roll to try and draw off Croc the wolf.
Persuasion or animal handling, maybe?
Yeah, either of those, whichever one's better for you.
Ooh, 19.
19. All right. Croc definitely goes, "Oh, what's that?" And then he starts like going up to you. Rendar is like, "No, Croc, that's not good." He's going to do an oppose animal handling check to you. You had a 19, right?
Yeah.
Ah, crap. 11. You draw off Croc with the delicious meat. It's like apparently the special Lola Carly recipe has drawn off that wolf. Do you have a
It wasn't that
bonus,
good, but okay.
a bonus action or a move if you want to use it?
No.
Done?
Just-
Okay. Bracklore.
I will shout out as loud as I possibly can. Leave now, and you shall live. Attempt to stop us, and you shall suffer a fate worse than death. You shall be buried amongst the dung. That's what I'm shouting at him.
Okay, Rendar goes, ha! Whatever, little one.
Little! Ha! I'll better off! Ha! And I throw out 3 magic missiles directly at him.
Oof. Okay.
No one calls me little. All right.
Give me your damage, please.
7 damage.
7. Okay. He is blooded. Okay. He yells into his hedron. No, he's already used his hedron. Okay, here we go. Vincent, go.
Vincent is basically still half in the dung, so he's gonna pull out because he notices that something's going on, but he has like all of the stuff in his hands, and so he just looks up and he heard him shout that we're gonna bury him with the dung, so he thinks, well, why not now? So he just takes it and throws it at him.
Yes, absolutely. I'm giving you advantage because I like that so much. So give me an attack roll and let's see what happens.
You got that D4 from Bless too.
You do. You have a
Yes,
plus
that is
Oh, no.
17
With the D4 or without the D4?
with the D4.
Okay. And you had advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a difficult projectile to throw, admittedly.
Jeez.
Yep.
Indeed.
He sees it coming and he goes, "Not today, honey." Bang. Blocks it with his shield. I so wanted that to work. I really, really did. I am sorry.
It's a shit show.
I'm sorry
At
for
least
you.
his shield smells nice now.
Yes.
Yes, it does. He comes up onto Sasha. Croc is distracted. He's going to use his bonus action to try and get Croc off that meat. Croc, get off that meat. We're in a fight here. Ah, God. Okay, that's a 1. So Croc is just going to town on this delicious meat. Rendar comes up onto Sasha and attacks. Oh, that is a crit.
That was with disadvantage.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I took the dodge action.
You did. You're right. Oh no. Okay, that is not a crit, but I believe it is a 23 hitting you. I believe it is.
Yeah. Yes.
23 will hit you. I rolled a 20 and a 19. Okay, but it is not a crit. Not a crit. So you take 7 damage.
All right.
He goes. You see the beeping on his hedron go. We'll be there soon. Doop, doop. And it's Durio coming in hot with his 2 guys.
I hate
Tajo.
that dwarf.
I'm going to try something crazy. I'm just going to stick with the original plan. Tajo is going to grab his holy symbol and call forth light from above to shine on Bracklore, and he's going to look at the orc and say, "Bow before your god." I am going to attempt to cast command on the orc and make him grovel before Bracklore.
No. That's a wisdom
A
save?
wisdom save, yeah. But
Okay.
12.
What is it?
12 DC. Yeah, we'll
Oh
see.
no! That's a 1. So down he goes. On his
He is
knees.
prone.
He goes, "No, I don't worship tiny little dragon. Oh no, I'm on my knees." Why am I on my knees? I don't want to be on my knees. He is on his knees.
Bow.
Bowing. Everyone give me an investigation check real quick.
Natural 20.
There
Oh,
we go.
there you go.
Dice are back.
18.
14.
Dice are back.
16.
Yes. Okay, so Rendar definitely came from a glowing, twinkling doorway. He came out of a doorway, and that door, past that doorway, it's glowing and twinkling. Okay, Sasha, your turn. You get advantage because he's on his knees.
All right.
The
Great.
head is right there for you, Sasha.
Oh my god.
So he just took a big old jab at me, hurt me, and then I'm gonna turn around, take this great sword straight at the head as he's kneeling in front of me.
Nice.
So that's and then bless
Plus D4.
is 15 plus 3, 20 total.
More than enough. Give it.
All right.
Give me a damage roll, please.
Boxcars. All right. 15 damage.
Oh!
Oof.
The kneeling orc's head springs free from his body as if in joyous worship of Bracklore. He keels over. The wolf is just like looks up, says, "Oh, well, that sucks," and continues eating the meat. Nom, 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 nom.
In dung, sir. In dung.
Okay.
As his head pops off, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to take my second wind
Oh, okay.
as my bonus action, just to end part of that turn.
Okay.
9 health back.
9 health back. That should be
So
more than
back
enough.
up to full. Yep.
Awesome.
All right. We are calling out of this combat. You hear on
Can I keep the wolf?
you wanna what the wolf?
Can I keep the wolf?
Maybe. Do you want to give me a animal handling check? Ishka?
You have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
3.
3.
The wolf can go away. The wolf can go away. It's
Croc-
covered in
Croc
poop. I
just
don't
keeps-
want it. It's covered in poop. I don't want it.
Croc
It's
looks
my
up,
meat. I don't want it.
ignores you, just keeps on eating the meat. Okay. So you see the way out through the Hexworm Corral. You hear the identihedron for Rendar going beep beep. Where are you? We're coming in.
I flit down to it. Oh, yeah, go for it, Ishka. Best manly voice.
I'm at the foundry.
You hear a woman's voice on the other side. She goes, "All right, I'll head to the foundry then." She's like, "Underlings, follow me to the foundry."
Yes.
And you hear clang, 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 clang sounds coming through the identihedron. What do you guys do?
To the doorway, quickly.
Okay, you guys head towards the doorway. You enter in, and you see a room full of glittering cocoons covered in really expensive hex crystal.
They didn't even try to hide it. How stupid can they be? I tried to steal some.
Okay, sleight of hand check to get a crystal off there before Durio and his fellas get there.
Well, at least now my dice are playing with me again. That's 18.
18. All right. So you are stealing. Let me get where's my other one? Here we go. 140. You have 140 gold pieces worth of hex crystal, just snapped off like a little double identihedron bit. It's like pulsing in your hand. You could feel it pulsing with the energy of the pit and the zone. You guys get to go ahead.
I go next to Tajo and say like, "We're ready to hide again."
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Do.
You guys are making your way through the hexworm corral, or I'm sorry, the cocoon chamber, and then you see towards the back a winch that like opens up a door.
That must be it. Quickly, with speed.
You guys are heading towards there. Are you going to try and close the... There's a door also to the crystal chamber, and then there's a door on the other side, towards the wall.
How far apart are they?
Let's call it 60 feet apart. It's like a 60-foot wide room. Okay, you went in the doors. There's hex crystal cocoons lining the walls, and then on the far side of the wall is the winch with looks like a door as well.
I suggest we just leg it. Anybody else?
And the door that you just walked through, you can close. That's what I'm meaning to say.
Does it look like it would have any sort of way to bar it or keep it closed?
Yes, it absolutely does. There's definitely a bar that you could put on there.
Oh, well then, sure, I'll do that.
Okay, so you're closing the bar and you go towards the wall. There's a winch there, and it looks like it opens up the ceiling like that. As you close that other door, you start hearing banging coming from the other side. Dung, 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 dung. Open up! I want that bounty!
They're not in here.
Give me a deception roll, because Durio's real dumb. So here we go.
Deception 15 plus 4 is 19.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That beats my 4. He goes, I believe you! And he walks away. You're stepping away. They gotta be in here somewhere. Where could they be? As you guys are doing
in the
that.
dung.
You guys are, he goes, I think they're in the dung, guys. And you guys are working the winch. And the doors to the ceiling start opening. Kang, 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 kang. Because this is where when the hexworms turn into incarnation moths, they fly out of here to go and do their mating ritual.
Give me a rope! Give me a rope! I'll fly up and secure a line for everybody. I mean, I have a rope, but it says it's 50 foot, which I think is impossible for a 12-inch tall dragonborn to wield. So it's probably...
I have rope. Here you are.
Yaha!
I tied the rope. I tied the rope to the javelin and throw it.
There you go. Good. Give me an attack roll as you throw your last weapon away.
4.
4. I can't
Here
give
you
you
go,
that.
Bracklaw.
There we go.
You see, sometimes
I
we...
can do it
Ishka
again,
has-
right? It falls down.
Ishka has no javelin and no battle axe.
I actually already had a javelin, so.
You got
Oh, you
one
do? Oh, so
javelin
now you
left.
have one javelin. And then you hear on the other side of the door, they're not in this dung, guys. I think they might have been lying to us.
All right, guys, it sounds like they finally figured it out. We should probably get out.
Is there a place for me to secure this rope at the top so that everyone else can climb up?
Yes, there is. You feel there's yes. There's a bolt, there's some rods up there. So you tie it off. Okay, you guys, what order are you getting out of there?
Well, I have a feeling Ishka will want to walk beneath Tajil, so up he goes.
Okay, hold on. Look, let me check your character sheet.
But there's no meat down there, so.
We'll have to work on it.
Bracklaw
Okay.
is he's gonna hover near the about 50 feet away from the doors that we barred,
Right.
and he's just gonna have magic missile ready. The moment those doors open, he's just gonna throw everything he has down there to
Okay.
try and buy time for everyone else because he can just fly out. so.
I'm with the javelin left. I just keep pointing at the door, waiting for everyone to go up.
Okay. The only one who looks like they need to do a roll is Benson, but you can use your acrobatics to get up that. It's a 10.
Okay.
It's a rope, and you have friends.
Come on!
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh, 11. My acrobatics is good. That's right.
Benson is getting up that rope. She goes, "Oh no!" Or he goes, "Oh no!"
Oh, pants.
And then grabs on with his hand and just flips up out out to the edge. You guys are on the outside of the shell of the tortoise. You have escaped the tortoise. You're out of the realm of Thane McDraken. The bounty is off of you now.
Yes.
Congratulations, you have escaped.
And we
the
got a
tortoise.
crystal.
And
You have a crystal. And your arms are covered with wet worm poop.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I have a lot of feelings to work through.
I look at you and say like, oh, me too.
Oh no.
Oh!
Pan away. Pan away. All right, there we go. Thank you so much for that, Chris, with 2 minutes in hand as well, I have to say. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to play a video for you explaining some of the scores that we will be assigning. And whilst that video is playing, players will be assigning score to Chris. But I think I can speak for everyone and say it was a lot of fun. We'll be back just after this with the scores. Stay with us. In the table management category of the Training Grounds scorecard, you'll see the first section is controlled environment. Now, this is not talking about you having a control over your environment. What happens, happens, but it's a control over the players at your table. You as the GM are responsible for allocating equal time to each and every single player, for stopping players who are domineering the table, and for encouraging players who are perhaps a little bit more reserved or shy, for example. The entire idea behind controlling your table is making sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to have fun. And why not? That is the point of this hobby, after all. Going hand in hand with a controlled environment is the section Equality of Time under the Table Management category on the scorecard. Making sure that every player and PC has the same amount of time to respond is critical. There are certain classes that might require the PC and the player to have more prep in terms of deciding what they're doing, but that doesn't mean that it should be fair that they get to take 10 minutes to decide on their turn what they're doing, whereas somebody else takes 30 seconds. It's equally not fair to say to the person who takes 30 seconds because they know the rules very well, it's not fair for them to complain when someone who's new to the game takes maybe a minute to respond, or less depending on the situation. It is up to you as the GM to make sure that the time allocated to each player and to each of their characters is equitable and fair, and that each of them has an opportunity to monologue against the villain or to take an action that's cool. Make sure, though, that not one of them who's perhaps more descriptive or charismatic starts to have more opportunity to engage because they're more entertaining to watch. You have to make sure that every player and PC gets the time that they want. Some players don't want the limelight. They want to be in the background. You have to read that as well and make sure that you're not then demanding that they come to the fore, because that's not what they want. That is a fine balance that only the best GMs know how to handle. A very subjective section under table management is sensitivity. When we're talking about sensitivity, it is across a range of things. Sensitivity towards people's phobias, to trigger words, to certain behaviors. All tables will have some kind of house rule with regards to flirtation and to seduction, as well as everything that usually goes along with that. Being sensitive to your table and to yourself is absolutely important. You don't want to offend anybody, and at the same time you want to make sure that everyone is allowing everybody else the equal opportunity to express themselves in ways that bring joy to the table. How you set the tone for that is very important, and what type of table you have is, of course, entirely up to you. So you set that at the very beginning and make sure to maintain it throughout the duration of your entire game. Here we're only watching one or two opportunities with the same GM to see how they handle that sensitivity, and so it can be difficult to judge on a short-term basis. It's entirely up to you, however, to judge yourself on whether you are open and sensitive towards others around you or not. And if so, is that something that you need to look at or to find similar people of the same mind frame? Either way, it's about making sure we all have fun at the table. In the style category of the Training Grounds scorecard, we see our first section is descriptions and diction. This does not mean that you have to go and buy a thesaurus so that you can sit there and talk about the muddied road, the sullied road, the dirty road, the road encrusted with muck. You don't have to use every single word available to us in whatever language you're running your game. But you knew you do, or you knew you should do, you do what you should do, or what you knew you should do. I'm confused. That is what you want to avoid. Your descriptions should be clear and allow for the player characters to see and hear and experience what's around them, but at the same time they should be clear in terms of understanding. You don't want your players going, is it a dirty road covered in muck, or is it a mucky road covered in dirt? Don't try and be too complicated. Explain, describe, give your descriptions in a clear and precise manner rather than trying to paint a picture with 1,000 words. It's easier and clearer and better for all if we get what you're talking about in a few sentences rather than in 1,000,000 words. So are your descriptions clear and appropriate for the situation? The style category is one of the areas that we could argue on for days. Each of us has our own style and will do things in our own way. When it comes to the engagement section on the scorecard, we have to be aware that when we're talking about engagement, it's about how do we communicate with our fellow players? How do we talk to them? Are we calm and collected? Are we aggressive? Are we dismissive? We need to make sure that when we are engaging our table, we're engaging them as peers and as fellow players and fellow enthusiasts of our hobby. We're not demeaning, deriding, or destroying those sitting around the table trying to have fun with us. So engagement is about making sure that the players are treated equally, treated fairly and with respect, but also the player characters are treated with the same kind of respect in terms of that's your player character. You have ownership there. You have rights there. How are my NPCs going to interact with you? It should be the same as the NPCs interacting with the other PCs, unless there are some kind of world environments or world societal pressures that cause them to act differently. But you should... Right. Hello, everybody, and we're back. We are back with the scores. There was no point in carrying on that video, I felt. Let's get right into it. So before we start, Chris, how do you feel that you did?
I feel like I did better with my descriptions because I took the time to print out pictures of locations and people so I could look at them and go, so this is what you're seeing, instead of trying to do it all out of my head. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good. Now, if you are watching, if you're watching. So those of you who are watching, please, if you have questions for any of the players or for the GM, please write the word question in front and then just throw out a question. I can see some people have already done that. So that's great. I will get to those. So let's have a look at the scores. This is what your old score was. That was your old score. 17s, 18s, a bit of a 14 there for rules, stories, mid to high teens, NPCs, mid to high teens, style, mid-teens, table management, mid-teens, somewhere, some good, some low. Your new scores are this.
Oh, wow.
Upper teens, lower 20s across the board.
Wow.
Well done there. I think everybody had a great time. There's no doubt about it. I think it was you just laughing the whole way through. And I think that is everybody contributed to that in one shape or form or another. Yeah, so we've got under rules, Everyone was happy with the rules. Frequency of use might be something to look at. I don't know if I speak for everybody else, but it did feel to me sometimes like when we failed those checks, we were just making more checks to try and succeed again. I do also understand completely, though, this is a 90-minute game. So if we fail those checks, to have a little sub-adventure built in around the failure becomes a problem.
Right.
Story, I mean, it's pretty open there. All the scores are looking really good. Definitely engaging. The pace was perfect. We felt that pressure on us all the time. The narrative made sense. Immersion was good. We felt like we were there. I know chat was having an absolute blast with your setting. So I think it's very evident that you put in a lot of work into that space. Your NPCs, I think they were bang to rights. They were really good. Everything there is in the 20s, so it's fantastic NPC work there. Style and description, again, up high. Everything was high. I think you did a great job on everything. Description is definitely higher than what it was last time, so definite improvement from that side of things. Again, also, as you say, you come from a VTT background rather than theatre of the mind, so it's always going to be something that one has to work on there. Table management, again, everyone was absolutely, your time management spot on, your sensitivity was spot on, you allowed the players to do crazy random things, you didn't really sort of hold back, so I think that was it. So I think well done all around there, Chris. Yeah, congratulations.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's your game you got to play in. We really just had to arrive and make out and dig and poop. I mean, that's
It's a little too real, right?
I didn't plan any of that.
no.
Was just like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so let's look at some questions here. I did see one earlier and I don't want to miss it. For Chris, this giant turtle city, it's from your homebrew.
Yes.
Have your players and their PCs got as deep in the cocoon chamber with the power crystals, or was this a special case?
There has definitely been a lot of play around those worms, but not in the city itself, like just out in the outskirts. So this is, you guys were deep in the tortoise, deeper in than any of my players have gotten. Like they've made stops, they've visited, they've done a little bit of trading, but they didn't get. You guys started in the heart of the tortoise, if you will. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Another question for you. Do you feel like you pulled information engagement from the players? As a viewer, seemed like there was a lot of the players sitting quiet. What was your take on that?
I was definitely working off of the energy that I was getting from you guys. So if I was doing that, I'm surprised, because if you guys were sitting quietly, because I was trying to engage with whoever was going and then going, oh, someone's been quiet, let me go over there. Someone's been a little quiet over here, let me go over here. And then some of you didn't need that and some of you did. So
players, I'm going to throw it out to, let's say, Ishka. How did you feel? Were there periods where you wanted to say something and you held back, or were there periods where you felt you were waiting for Chris?
No, I really like the pacing and how the time was managed. Maybe I even interrupted him, or even I went too aggressive. But I don't know. That's kind of like I like to act on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I really like it. I really liked it.
There you go.
Maybe more poop description will be better, but.
I was trying to stay away from the describing.
Okay, right. Next question is, what have you undertaken to improve the personalities of the PCs? Because that was a score that was lower last time. It's definitely high this time around.
I went to my to Lola Carly, who's like one of my best ones. All I do is I imitate like my grandmothers and aunts with that one. That's why I'm just like, that's a very deep well for me to go to. So I'm like, let me just let me just throw Lola Carly down and just give you her as much as possible.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that. Binson, what did you think about the NPCs this time around?
I really enjoyed them, and I thought Lola was great, but I also liked the description of the dwarf that we met on the way. So
Yeah.
I think it was great. I could tell them apart, and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's all you can ask for. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Did you add any new content to your world whilst creating this adventure?
No, this is all stuff that I've had in the world. I may be like, I went a little deeper into it, like the dwarf bars and stuff like that. So maybe the drum was new, and I totally missed the part in the beginning where the dwarves were all singing a song, and I was gonna go, okay, guys. So the dwarves are all singing a song, and it goes like this. Just join in when you're ready. Gold, 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 gold,
Right.
gold. Come on, everyone together. Gold,
Exactly.
gold, gold, gold.
I like that. Now,
Gold.
oh.
And I missed it. It's okay.
It's actually a good point. If you watch now, I'm awful at remembering GMs that have been on the show and what episodes they're on. But if you go back 2 or 3 episodes where Spike was the GM, Spike had a huge amount of world building in his game as well.
Yes.
And it's an interesting thing to try and put in world building into a 90-minute space. Did you leave anything out that you would have liked to have included?
Yes, I had 3 environments ready for you to go for you guys, like the 3 like locations that I gave you. But I was definitely like, the foundry would have been fun because it's literally the droid foundry from Geonosis in my head, with you guys doing skill challenges and dodging like molten metal and all that. And Durio was in there waiting for you. I made him the least competent one so that it would be less fighting him and more fighting the room.
Right.
But
Good call. Good call.
Yep.
Okay. Sasha, what would you have liked more from this session? Aside from time, because I think everybody would want more time, right?
I don't know. It seemed like a pretty well-rounded session. I tend to prefer combat, so that's obviously, that would be what I would have liked more of. But I think the times when we avoided combat or it didn't come up, like those are all perfectly valid, avoidances of combat. I didn't feel like we needed more necessarily.
Right.
And obviously, time-wise, it fit just about perfectly. So, I mean, I don't know if there was any one aspect I would have specifically wanted more of.
There you go. Good answer. There's a question here which I don't particularly understand. I think it's followers of your homebrew world, Chris. Now, just for people who would want to know more about your world, because people are really impressed with that, they can find that on World Anvil. What is it called again? Remind me.
It's the World of Wizards Peak, and it's wizardspeak.com. So WIZARDSPEAK.com.
Wizardspeak.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So if you want to find out more, that's the place to go. So this question was stated like this. Was there a moment when the NPC went meta, meant to be a cool Easter egg, or was it hinting at something deeper lore-wise? Now, I'm assuming that's when you were talking about the multiple eyes.
Yes, that's Lola Carly.
Yes.
I definitely wanted her to I wanted you guys to feel like she was looking through the characters and seeing you.
I like that. I did like that when you were doing that. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. I like it. I do like it.
She's spooky like that. She can see stuff that other people can't see. So yeah.
Good. Another question. So many questions tonight. It's fantastic. How could a GM... Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, I will defer that question. How could a GM engage a player who is rather shy but wants to be engaged more? That's a really complicated question. It's a great question to ask. I suggest you join our Discord, discord.gg/greatgm, and ask that there. Someone will definitely come and give you a whole bunch of advice. There's so many great people on that server to do that. DM, did you feel stuck or had trouble figuring out how to continue when the players failed their checks to figure things out and know where to go to catch something, or did you have a plan?
Yes, I was definitely. I had planned out the main set pieces and forgot the interstitials a bit, if you will, of like the corridors and where this is going. I had like I had a map, like a very basic level map to go through, but I was definitely like, ooh, I didn't plan for that, so let's just wing it. Let's go. and so I when you guys didn't want to go on the main thoroughfare, I was like, oh, well, I got a plan for this. There's definitely an alley off to the side. There's definitely an alcove, and there's definitely a spot there for Tajo and Ishka to have a magical moment together.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's dive into that very, very quickly.
Yeah.
I think it was I threw the suggestion out to Wu because that's the standard Hollywood ploy, right? When you're being chased by people,
yes,
the hero and heroine have to make out, and even though they're pretending, later on they realize it was more meaningful. Blah 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 blah. The usual kind of stuff. How did you feel when they actually started to do that? What was going through your mind?
Oh, I was very happy. I was like, yes, please do. Here's some advantage for you guys. Here's some on-the-fly inspiration for that, because if you're going to go for it, I'll roll right with you. Yes.
Right. Nice. And Tajo, how did you feel about that? Because we, as a group, have never role-played together before, right?
Right.
How did you feel about that?
I mean, people can probably tell I'm not terribly shy, so I was cool with it. But I loved it. It was just a great moment. And I was laughing when Chris was saying how you didn't plan the interparts. And it's always the rule that whatever you didn't plan, that's where we're going to spend all the time.
Oh, I know. I know.
No, I think that was great. It was just a great moment that Ishka and I just connected on. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I got a lot of feelings to sort through.
It was magic.
Oh, dude.
It would be like, DM me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. Lovely. Now, we had a couple moments where we were allowed to do things that were very cinematic rather than perhaps legal, I suppose. I think of Ishka speaking into that identahedron with that wonderful voice. Saying that they're in the foundry, Sasha at the door saying they're not in here. I mean, those were great moments, and I think that pitched right into the comedy level that this session was definitely stuck in. I think from the moment you gave us drinks, that's when it went downhill. That's when it was like, okay, this is not a serious session. There's no hope.
I thought a TPK to open would make it more serious, but apparently not.
To be fair, everybody in chat loved that. And I really liked that as well. Because it was like, wait, how much damage? 56 lightning damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Either he's come onto the show to give us the shortest training ground session ever, or there's a bigger plan. And so let's see where this goes. I think kind of everyone got that feeling. Am I right? Yeah. No, so that was super cool. Okay, let's see. This question is, and we've only got a few. This is basically the last question, I think. This is to anyone. Do you feel you gave enough description of your actions, or is that something you don't prefer to do? So let me round robin this very, very quickly. Sasha, do you normally give lots of description? Do you normally give quite succinct description? What is your preference?
I'm not super descriptive, so
Sure. There we go. I think that says it all.
Exactly.
Vincent?
Usually I describe a bit more, especially in my home group, because I'm the one that talks more in that group. But with this game being in English and English not being my first language, it's sometimes a bit shorter than I would have had it otherwise. But
Very fair, very fair. I tend to have way too much fun whilst I'm role playing, so I just go crazy and I usually overtake. I worry that I do too much, so that's my thoughts on the whole subject. Ishka?
Yeah, I like doing descriptions, but not everyone, because descriptions helps you to accentuate like a very moment. Like if you give descriptions to every moment will have the same tone or the same feeling. So trying to give a description of a special part or special action is better than trying to describe everything. I don't know. That's my feeling.
Yeah, very fair. Taja?
Yeah, well, I tend to be on your end guy. I'll worry I go too far. But and the other tricky part is doing stuff online too. It's always a little harder and wanting to make sure everybody has space for it. But I'm all about the flavor, like just salt and pepper it right up, like whatever you want to do.
Chris nodding there. Your thoughts?
Yes. Like Ishka was saying, I like a base level like this, and then I like to spice it up. So it's just like, here's some chili pepper, bang. Here's some salt and pepper, bang, bang, bang. But then, just leave it like a base level, and then ramp it up when it's necessary.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I like that. And I think that is it for us this week, folks. We are back next week. We have a new GM joining us, Chris. I cannot say thank you enough. You stepped in to the role of GM last week and stepped up this week, so very much a big thank you for that. And to all of you wonderful players, I had an absolute blast. So thank you all for being there and putting up with everything. To all of you, thank you for your comments, your thoughts, all of those great questions. And we will see you again next week when Training Grounds returns. Until then, I wish you and yours the very happiest of gaming. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.